Syllables, I'm also talking about syllables. In the level of phonology, we start with the sounds and then we go into syllables. So syllables are units of sound, two sounds together in little bits. And for example, the word banana, 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 umbrella, umbrella, okay? Umbrella. So you can see where I put the stress. Where you have the capitalization, I deliberately use capitalization to show the stress. So that word is not umbrella, it is umbrella, umbrella, umbrella. And your schwa sound is there in the UM. We have word stress and we have sentence stress. Okay, so in speaking, sometimes we stress words, sometimes we stress words in sentences, or sometimes we stress different parts of single words. As I showed you here, word stress, present, 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 I'm present, and present, 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 I'm presenting now. Okay, so we have syllables, we have stress, and we have the primary or the main stress in a word. This is good for dictionaries. So if you understand it, you can identify them easily in dictionaries. Okay, somebody wants to ask a question. Could you type your question for me? Could you type your question? I'm not going to unmute you. I'm really sorry because it spoils the quality of the training, because the background that you're in may come in here and affect us. So if you just type, I had asked earlier that if you want to ask a question, use the question bubble. It has a question mark. But if you can't use that, you can ask me a question on the chat. The fact that I saw what you said shows that I'm looking and checking for questions. But I'm sorry, I'm not able to mute you. So please, could you ask your question and I will answer you. Just type it in the chat. Thank you very much. Sentence stress. The way we stress a sentence can change, a word in a sentence can change the meaning of the sentence, can give it a slight variation. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? I want to know your name. But when I say what's your name, I'm more particular about you. Okay? So with stress patterns in English, we have rhythm. And it's from the rhythm we have the intonation. It's from the stress pattern. My name is Timmy. I'm an English language teacher. So my voice is going up and down, and my stress patterns are creating a rhythm as I speak to you. Okay? So I could say, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm very hungry. Are you very hungry? I'm very, very hungry. Okay, so that's intonation. So we're learning about pronunciation. Okay, so we can teach English from the perspective of phonology when we are interested in the spoken form. Okay, we have connected speech. And that's why we teach contractions and some of the things that happen in English. For example, we don't say handbag in English, we say handbag, a handbag, because the words, join together into connected speech. How do you do? We don't usually, in spoken English, we may not say, how do you do? Some people might speak it, but the most common form is, how do you do? How do you do? Doesn't the word stress change the root word? For example, present, and verb. Okay. Doesn't the word stress change the root word? The root word does not change. It could change the meaning, but not the root word. The word present or present is still the same in spelling, it's the same word, but the meaning is different based on the way we stress it. Present is a verb, present is a noun. Okay, I hope that is clear. You can ask me further questions if you like. If in doubt of anything, check your glossary. So we have weak forms, we have connected speech, just like if you're Igbo, this happens in all languages and it happens in English also. If you're Igbo, for example, you were the first daughter, they could call you Ada Obi, Adobe, I'm not Igbo, so I'm not calling it perfectly. Ada Obi, that's the first daughter of the house, I believe. Adobe. We don't say Adaobi, that's her name. We say she's Adobe or Ada. So it happens in English language also. We have contractions. I cannot see it. I can't see it. So you can see that the written form of English is usually different from the spoken form. When we're writing formally, we don't say, I can't see it. We say, I cannot see it. But when we're speaking, we tend to say, I can't see it. And I think one of my issues in English language from being a Nigerian is that I'm so used to speaking very formal forms of English when I shouldn't even be doing it. So you'd hear me say things like, I cannot see you, I cannot do this, when I should simply be using the easier, simple form. I can't see it, I can't see you, I don't know, not I do not know. It's correct grammatically, but people don't speak like that, you know, in everyday speech. It's extremely formal. We have weak forms in English language. For example, the schwa in can, the word can. Can we go home? Can we go home? Can we go home? Did you see? The schwa is there, and we don't say, can we go home? Okay, unless I want to stress the word, can we go home? Can we go home? Otherwise, I would say, can we go home? Can we go home? And the schwa is in there. So we can also use contrastive stress when we're speaking. She ran down the road, meaning she ran downwards, this side of the road, not upwards on the other side. All right? Okay, so in summary, in teaching grammar, many native speakers of a language can write and speak it well, but they may not even know the rules of the language. So if you meet a British person who is English, he may not be able to tell you what an adjective means and all of that, but they speak the language perfectly. Okay, it's their language. Okay, I may not want to use the word perfectly, but it's their language. They may not even know the rules. And you are learning the rules and you may not know the pronunciation correctly. Okay, so grammar alone is not enough to produce language. So teachers need to encourage their students to focus on fluency. Fluency is how fast, the pace at which you speak the language without hesitation. We need to focus on communication. Can someone understand me when I'm talking with them? I may be learning German. I may not be able to speak it like a German, but can they understand me? And creativity, my ability to use the language in creative ways to produce expression, creativity. And also, we need to focus on functions. Why do we use an expression? So, the functional approach helps students to speak and write well within a context. We can focus on form, which is the grammar in a language lesson. We can use freer practice. When we're practicing English, we have freer practice like role play or writing or a speaking exercise. And then we have the controlled practice or accuracy, grammar. There's always one right answer when we are controlling the activity. The boy dash on the box. Is it sit, sat, or seated? The boy sat on the box. So that's controlled. We only have options and we select from one of those options. So generally, this is just on language awareness. Do you have any questions before I proceed to the next slide?